KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
Now at noon, the Coeur d'Alene Police Department picking up the pieces after a fire destroyed millions of dollars in police vehicles and gear. How a city council emergency declaration could speed up the recovery process.
We're tracking yet another chance for scattered showers and thunderstorms for this afternoon, and what should be our final day of rain chances this week.
Nor'wester 76. It's like a black eye in the community.
Plus, a nearly forgotten riot in North Idaho. Almost 50 years later, we're talking to people who remember Nor'wester 76. Happening right now, lawmakers on Capitol Hill are grilling Boeing's CEO. Here's a live look at the Senate floor. You see here, Dave Calhoun is answering questions about the safety and quality of Boeing planes. Hi, everyone. It's good to see you here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Tim Pham in for Laura Papetti. This hearing comes as another whistleblower stepped forward with several new allegations. Quality Assurance Inspector Sam Mohawk says he witnessed the mishandling of parts at Boeing's Renton facility. He says in some cases it was done intentionally to hide improperly stored parts from the FAA. He also says Boeing is cutting corners by improperly tracking and storing parts that are either damaged or out of specification. And those parts are likely being installed on airplanes. The whistleblower also says he has been told by supervisors to conceal evidence from the FAA during an audit. Boeing told our Seattle station, quote, "We received this document late Monday evening and are reviewing the claims. We continuously encourage employees to report all concerns as our priority is to ensure the safety of our airplanes and the flying public." We take you back live to the Senate floor here. Boeing CEO David Calhoun is being questioned again by lawmakers on these new allegations on Capitol Hill. Families of people who died in the 2019 Boeing MAX crash in Ethiopia are at this hearing. This all comes after a company engineer claimed the assembly of 787 Dreamliners put excessive stress on the planes and reduced their lifespans. Boeing calls the allegations inaccurate. The head of the FAA told lawmakers last week his agency was too hands-off in its oversight of Boeing before a door plug blew off a plane in January. We'll have the very latest on this hearing tonight on KREM 2 News, first at 4. At 12:03, we bring you to weather. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick is in the Outdoor Weather Center right now tracking some scattered showers. Thomas, I just went on a walk around the block and there was some peaks of sunshine.
Yeah, just a few peaks of blue skies, though the clouds still quite populating the skies over our Outdoor Weather Center. No rain just yet here in Spokane, but like most spring days, we see our first showers develop right over the mountains of northeastern Washington, so that is where we are going to begin. It is all the peaks of those mountains that just tend to get the first of those showers rolling, and then we see if they can move directly over any of the cities like Kettle Falls, Colville, Chewelah, Newport would be in the vicinity, and Bonners Ferry likely getting the most rain. Did you spot that? One lightning strike there, and then another one just popped up right between the Bonner and Pond County lines here. So not a lot of thunderstorm activity, but just enough energy that it is in the forecast for today. Like I said, nothing overhead just yet, but a little bit of a rain shower just about to move into Deer Park. These scattered showers will be numerous, though remain scattered for the rest of this afternoon. But once we get beyond today and another spring-like day temperature-wise, really starts to warm up in a big way from here. So coming up, we're going to detail how long we are under the gun for any showers and how warm the upcoming weekend is expected to be. Your full forecast is in about 12 minutes.
New developments this afternoon in the Moscow murder case. An Idaho judge could soon decide on a trial date for Brian Kohberger, the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students. Judge John Judge scheduled a hearing for June 27th to discuss the schedule for the rest of the case, including dates for the trial, as well as for a possible sentencing. So far, a trial date has not been set. The judge noted the case is complicated because prosecutors have said they will seek the death penalty if there is a conviction. Over the past few months, Kohberger's defense attorneys and prosecutors have been wrangling over the evidence and other data gathered throughout the investigation. Kohberger's attorneys are also asking for a change of venue. The judge has yet to rule on that request. Happening tonight, the Coeur d'Alene Police chief plans to ask the city council to make an emergency declaration at their meeting tonight. Last week, a fire inside a Coeur d'Alene police building caused millions in damages. KREM 2's chief journalist Amanda Rowley joins us from Coeur d'Alene this afternoon to explain how this declaration could help the department rebuild.
The Coeur d'Alene Police Department says it might need millions of dollars to replace important equipment it lost in last week's fire. That's why it's asking City Council to release emergency funds to replace those items quickly.
At Tuesday's meeting, Coeur d'Alene City Council will decide if an emergency exists because of a city building fire. If so, it would then release public emergency funds to replace all that was lost in last week's fire. That includes the police department's special teams equipment, including the SWAT Bearcat and Incident Command trailer. Coeur d'Alene Mayor Jim Hammond says declaring an emergency would help speed up the purchasing process.
What it does is it allows them to go ahead and make the purchase now without the bidding process. So that's how we speed up the process.
Last week, a fire destroyed the police department's supplementary building on the city shop campus. It's home to code enforcement, animal control, and the police department's IT division. Police Chief Lee White is presenting this request to council. In his report, White says the exact amount of loss is still being determined, but he expects it will likely be millions of dollars. But the city is insured for incidents like this. Chief White hopes proceeds from insurance will cover the entire loss.
The police department says the fire appears accidental. Chief White expects the findings will take about a month. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
There was some security people that were working there, and they headed for the hills.
In the next 2 minutes, a look back at a rock festival gone wrong. How the community is remembering Nor'Wester 76 nearly 50 years later.